Hi everybody, this is Joseph Sharon, and I'm back again with another book review. This is The Right House, written by Stewart Fabe. And Stewart is a wonderful friend of mine. He's exceptionally talented. And that being said, I absolutely love this piece of historical fiction. It's the 8th book in his series. Of course, I'm going to read a little bit about Mr. Fabe right here on the back page. About the author. Stewart Fabe is a creative man. Well, I just stated that. For many years, he wore a suit and organized charitable fundraising campaigns for important organizations in Cincinnati, Ohio, like Children's Hospital, the Jewish Hospital, and the Cincinnati Zoo. But everything comes and goes, and in 2005, he decided it was time to focus on something even more personally fulfilling: creating. Since leaving his former successful career behind, he's become a widely collected photographer, an illustrator, a published storyteller. The Right House is Stewart's 8th novel. Again, I'm recapitulating. He resides in the bucolic countryside near Greencastle, Indiana, which is where I'm from, with his lovely partner, Marla, and together they contribute to the community that they care about and the people that they love. I have to agree with that because you don't know this, but Stu actually plays harmonica unbelievably well. I love to hear him play, and they had a concert series where they had recorded him playing, and I'm like, Stewart plays harmonica? I mean, I was just blown away. I thought, I need to learn how to play harmonica too. So I was really inspired by that. But Stewart and I write very similarly, and The Right House is a historical novel, historical fiction. And we've got Delano and Caroline together, and of course on a flight they encounter the titular Right House, and this is where the supernatural and paranormal actually unveils. And I'm not going to give too much away, but I wanted to give a little bit of a criticism. It's a slight nag, but it's not really that big of a nag. When Stu is describing the plane that Delano and Caroline are flying, and this is the first time that the field of aviation is actually starting to, pardon the pun, take off. They were designed in such a way where the cockpits were adjacent. When a plane was made, the cockpits, if it was a dual cockpit, the pilot was in front and the co-pilot was behind them. I was looking at that, I'm like, no, because I know my airplanes and biplanes were fashioned in this way. It's just a small criticism, and Stewart, please don't hurt me. I'm just saying, if you want to be consistent with the era, you have to write for the time. And whenever I write for historical fiction, I go on what I already know, and I also do some research. So that's very helpful in that regard. Beyond that slight nag, I really don't have anything other to contribute other than I absolutely adored it, and I want to read the rest of his books that lead up to The Right House. Because, to be fair, I want to get to know Delano and Caroline more. And it ends on a cliffhanger. And I'm actually hoping that he will have a 9th book in the works. Because, for me, this was very light reading. But despite the fact that it was light reading, I thought that it was just absolutely fantastic. And I have to give Stewart his due here. And I give him all the kudos. And I find this to be very encouraging, and I am ebullient to say that I am back in publishing again. Of course, I'm not really writing novels or novellas, just short stories and scripts and parodies. But I'm hoping that I can actually start working on Mandela Man, because Mandela Man will be my first foray into writing an actual book. I may write other books after that, but I'm thinking that won't be the one that makes me the most money, but the one that will be about cryptids, because I've written more than one story, so it's going to be a collection of cryptid tales. And then there will be a field guide that actually accompanies that. But that being said, this is another example of the paranormal and supernatural. And of course, this cover here, you can see Stewart's absolutely gorgeous photography. That is absolutely stunning. See, it's taken in the golden hour here, and then you can see the Milky Way behind it. He had to have a wide angle to do that. There's no other way, because I'm learning about astrophotography myself, so I'm kind of thinking that he did a little bit of Photoshop here, but nonetheless, it's still very beautiful, and I absolutely love it. But I really don't have that much else to say other than, Stewart, if you're watching this, please don't take my criticism too hard, because I'm just stating as part of accuracy. It is is useful to actually stick within the era, or be knowledgeable about certain elements within the era, like in this case the airplane. But beyond that, I can't really say that much stuck out to me, because there really wasn't anything that I thought I should give a critique to. It's just a small batch. But beyond that, I have to say that The Right House was just absolutely spectacularly written, and I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait for the next one, because, as I said before, and allow me to reiterate, it ends on a cliffhanger, as all good novellas do. So that's all I have to say. The only other thing that I have to report on is my good friend Bart. He recently said that his movie, That Which Remains, actually it's a series, was given funding to start filming. And not only that, but it exceeded the goal that he had set for it. So yes, it's a low budget series. However, I have a good feeling about it. I really do. I've heard what it entails. I like the storyline. I like the characters, and it'll be raw and gritty and realistic, even though it takes place in a diesel punk, steampunk world, kind of a dystopia. Yeah, when I learn more about what's going on with that, I will be the first to let you know. So that is extremely exciting, and I am just bursting with enthusiasm about this. I can't. I knew when he made the announcement on Facebook, I thought, please let it be what I think it is, and I thought, hot dog, it is. Thank you, God. But God is at the center of the production, so I'm really eager to see what will become of it. But as soon as I know more information, you, my gardeners, will be the first to have that relate to you. So until next time, live on and prosper. Ciao, Titi.